You ever written code like this? So what we're trying to do is convert spelling alphabet letters. So here, for example, A is alpha, B is Bravo, C is Charlie. So you might end up just saying, okay, let's write a function to spell a letter and say if the letter is A, return alpha. If it's B, return Bravo. If it's C, return Charlie, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, you can call it with this list comprehension if spell each letter for letter in CS. Okay, so we get CS is Charlie Sierra. Is there a better way? How about, well, yeah, this is going to get really tricky. If we want to put in the whole alphabet, we'd have to copy and paste a whole bunch of code, and this would be really long. And now, what if we wanted to switch it around and go from alpha back to A? Now we'd have to basically start from scratch again. Not such a good way of organizing our code. Is there a better way? How about this? So what if we just instead take a dictionary of code words? So A gets alpha, B, Bravo, C, Charlie. These are just standard dictionary associations. Then, once we have this data structure, the spelling function doesn't have to have any of the data in it. It just says if the letter is in the code words keys, and we can return the code word for that letter. Otherwise, return question mark, which is the else block here. So this is the same thing. Notice that even for just these number of, just a small number of characters, we already had a much shorter block of code. We did it in 11 lines instead of 13. And it could be even easier. We could use the .get method on dictionaries to default to question mark when the letter doesn't exist in the dictionary. So this was a much more compact way of, this is a much more compact way of writing that. And we could have also done a lot more flexible things like do this backwards, now that we have this data structure. What I want to show you now, though, is a quick way to, if you have code that looks like this, to make it into code that looks like that. That is multiple cursors. So lots of editors have multiple cursors, but I'll show you how it looks in CodeMirror. Normally, every day I use Visual Studio Code, VS Code, but the keyboard shortcuts are the same. So the idea is that I can go here and where is it? So does this work here? Yeah, it does. So what I can do is, let me just think about what I would do for the very first one. I would go to this return, delete the return, and go back here to the A for alpha, and then get rid of this. And so there's the first thing. But you might have already noticed that VS Code, or the CodeMirror editor, was highlighting other examples whenever we did something. So what I can actually do is I went back here. I'm going to do Command D, or Control D on Windows, to select all of the returns. Now see how there's little cursors at the end of every single return? Watch this. I'm going to hit delete. Deleted all the returns. Delete, 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 delete. Or this is actually backspace key. So now I've deleted all of the new lines. So now I've got A maps to alpha and whatever. So now I'm backing up and I've got to the beginning of the letter. I'm going to do Option Shift Left a couple times. That gets all of the beginning of the line selected. Or I could have done Command Left to get all the way to the beginning of the line. Delete gets rid of all of those. Now we're almost there. I just need the commas at the end. Command right arrow, comma. Now I just want them indented. Back to the beginning, tab. Oops, tab doesn't work in CodeMirror. So, oh well. Let me just select all the colons again. Go to the beginning. Oops, I messed that up. Colon, 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 colon. Back to the beginning, space, 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 space. Now I'm indented. New line. Put it inside of curly braces. I'm fighting with CodeMirror here. But there we go.